Have you tried the new Canva yet? Looks pretty different to me, but hey, don't worry. On this channel, we've got your back. And I'm here to keep you in the loop of all the latest updates. In this video, I'm going to recap all the major changes that have been announced at Canva Create. And if you don't want to miss any of it, make sure you stick around until the end. Hey, what's up everyone? Ronnie here, your go-to Canva guru. Welcome back to our channel, which is your place for learning anything about Canva. Today we are talking about Canva's major facelift, aka the Canva Glow Up, along with some other cool stuff they announced at Canva Create. I'll talk about the new homepage, the new editor, plus around 15 new features I think you're gonna love. We have a lot to cover, so let's go. The first thing I would like to cover is the elephant in the room. It's the Canva redesign, or basically the fresh new interface that you will discover the next time you open Canva. So let's start with the homepage. So this is what the new homepage looks like. And from the first look, I can see that it's been kind of like streamlined, decluttered. They got rid of the menus that were here on top. There were a bunch of menus with links. They also took away the different document types from the header. Before, these little icons were inside this heading section. Now they have been kind of isolated, so they have more visual impact, and I like that. But the big change in the Canva homepage is probably the sidebar that you see here. So let's have a closer look at this sidebar. The first thing I see is that Canva wants me to invite people. Basically, they want Canva for Teams to grow, and therefore they are kind of like prompting you to invite more people to your team, okay, with this invite people button right here. Then right underneath that, we see something new. We see some sort of a sequence right here. It says, see what's changed. And this is something created by Canva, so you will probably see that as well when you log into the homepage. And we'll come back to this later. And then you see your start and two different objects right here. And it seems like there is a little arrow, and you see more stuff when I open the menu right here, okay? So these are called sections, okay? See what's hot is a section that I have created. And inside this section, I have 4 different documents right here that I have starred and then organized into my section. Here is another item in this menu. It's not a section this time, it's a folder. So basically, what you can do here is to create a customized experience on the sidebar. And for that, you can use different elements in Canva. You can use folders that you can pin there once they're starred, and you can use documents that you can also pin there on the sidebar once they are starred. So let's try to add a new thing here, a new document. So for example, I would like to add this document right here, pin it to my sidebar because it's something I believe I will be working on very regularly. So I can just star it and you see it appears right here. And I can move that to this folder right here or this folder right here. It's really up to you. So let's drop it here. Now you see it's here. I can reorganize it as I want, or I can drop it in a subfolder. So this is going to be very useful for people who are working on projects. So you can pin your projects there with all its subfolders and have all the designs that you need right there at your fingertips on the sidebar. So these are the two main things about the homepage. One, decluttered, kind of like streamlined homepage, looks cleaner. And two, you can customize your sidebar for you and your team, because you can also, let's see, let me show you something else that is new. When you have a design that you want to share with your team, or you want to even pin it to the homepage of your team, let's assume you are an account owner on your team, or you are a brand designer. So if you click on the 3 little dots, you see a new item here that says Star for Team. So this allows us to create similar sequences, similar sidebar items or menus, but this time the entire team is going to see that. So I wish I could show you how this works, but I don't yet have access to the new Canva experience in my team accounts. So we are doing this. I am shooting this tutorial from a special account that Canva created for us, Canva Experts. So as soon as I have access to that, I'll show you how it works. Now let's move on to the editor. So this is what the new editor looks like after the Canva Glow Up. And from the get-go, I can see that it has also been decluttered. Okay, it's been streamlined, it looks cleaner, there's less visual clutter on that screen, especially that sidebar right here. This is called the object panel. And before, this object panel was kind of by default kept open. It had a black background, and now it's a lighter background, it's a white background, and it doesn't stay open all the time. So when we're not using it, it just snaps back collapsed to have this clean menu of icons, like a very small size menu that I can tap open anytime I need to. So I like that. I like that Canva kind of took away the noise from the editor so that we can focus on the design area right here. And on purpose, I made the design area smaller, but you can go as far as this size. So this gives me more space for my creativity, more space for designing, or like Canva say, more space to play. All right, so that's the first thing I noticed right here. And I realize that some of you may be annoyed by this menu just kind of like always collapsing. So there is an easy trick to keep it open. Just click on any of the tabs. So if you are working with text, just click on the text tab. And if you move away from it, you see it remains open. In order to collapse it again, two ways. You can hover over the menu and use the little X button right here. That's the first way. Let me open it again. Or the other way is simply to click on the tab of the specific icon again. So here I click again on text. When I move my mouse away from it, it will collapse again. Now let's continue to explore this freshened up editor, this glowed up editor. I like to call it like this because it feels fresher. I don't know, something more spacey, more airy is going on here. All right, so I have a few elements on my canvas right here. I have a photo, I have some text, and I have a logo, which I believe is a photo as well. So I want to show you something else that's different. Like Canva tried to streamline the different menus from this editor where we spend a lot of time working. What we can see from the get-go is that the menu that used to be pinned to the top of the screen is now floating, okay? The menu is floating and it seems like it has less item in it, but it has this double arrow here that I can click and then a menu will open on the right side this time. Everything used to open on the left side, but this time Canva kind of pushed back the secondary menus to the right side of your screen, which makes sense in my opinion. Okay, so let's close that. I want to show you how these menus work. So let's start with the photo right here. So the photo of me. When I click on it, you will see that the floating sidebar changes with, I would say, some of the next predictable actions I might take. So edit, to edit my photo, background remover. This photo doesn't have a background, but yeah, border style, corner rounding, etc., etc. And if I click on the double arrow right here, I will open the entire photo menu right here on the right side. So I will see first my Magic Studio apps. I will see the filters, the effects. Up until now, there's nothing really new here. And then I will see apps. So this is new. This section right here is going to be a series of apps dedicated to photo editing, which is very useful in my opinion that Canva placed these apps right here in the photo menu. And then if I keep scrolling down in this photo menu, I will see my basic commands and features for photo editing. I also have my animate button. Remember how animate used to be on top? Animate is now right here. So if I click, I have access to all of my animations, which is pretty cool. Can come back to the menu, and then at the very bottom of the menu, I have the copy style and the info button. So the info button for me to get more information about any specific image. All right, so first impression, I like these new menus. I like that it seems that everything is where it needs to be. Like it's a more intuitive way to bring on the different actions I can take for this specific element. Now let's try with text, okay? Let's select this text box right here. Again, the floating menu will adapt to whatever I am selecting right here. In this case, a text box. So the first option is going to be Magic Write. And I like that Canva is trying to showcase their pro features right here as a prominent way to, like, the first action, the most logical action. So that's a subtle way to kind of prompt users to upgrade to Pro, because they will want to try these magic features that are showing up first here. Okay, so let's deploy the entire menu to see how text looks like. I have my text color, my fonts. I love that I can choose my fonts all the way from here. I don't need to go back to the up menu or the side menu. Everything is here. I have text styles, which is also convenient. So these are the preset style formatting options. Okay, they are all here, my document styles. And then all the conventional, I would say, text options. I have Magic Write, improve, shorten. I can see all the different things I can do with Magic Write, Canva's AI for improving your text, your copy. And yeah, position, more copy style, translate is also right here. All right, so that is in a nutshell what Canva did to the editor. That is the Canva Glow Up, the redesign. They have decluttered, streamlined, and let us focus on the design experience. They try to make it more intuitive for us to create faster and to create better. There's one more thing that Canva improved in the editor. It's the commenting experience. They also streamlined how we use comments in Canva when we work with our team, for example. And in order to show you the difference between the new and the old commenting experience, let me quickly switch back to the old Canva. And there we go. This is the older version of Canva with the dark object panel and the dark menus here that open. So now in terms of commenting, let me reduce this. This is just a slide deck that I created for preparing the Canva Create update. So you see a lot of work behind this tutorial, and you see all of the comments are open and you can see all of these comments. And when you're working in the editor, you always have these comments right here. They are open. And if you want to make them go away, you kind of have to resolve them. But when you do, then you cannot come back to them. Now, let me switch back to the new editor to show you what the commenting experience looks like. This is the exact same document. And when I scroll down, I don't see any of the comments. What I see is some flashing little bubbles right here to indicate there is a comment. Okay, so when I click it, the comment section opens and I can start to read it. But I have the option to close that comment section and then continue designing without being bothered by all of the comments. They don't stay open all the time. Also new is this button right here. When I hover over it, I can see there is a 9+ red bubble here indicating there's new messages, there's new comments right here. So when I click, I have access to this menu right here. So let's use the little scroll down arrow and I can filter my comments. I can filter by the current page. I can see all the comments to open them all. I can see the comments that have been tagged for me. Okay, so I can see my name has been tagged 3 times by Diana, or I can see the unread messages. I could see the resolved messages, or I could sort by the most recent comments that have been placed on this document. So I love this new commenting experience, again, in that same logic of giving us more space to focus on our design. And that's it for the first part of this tutorial, guys. I hope you are enjoying it so far. You're learning a thing or two about the Canva Glow Up. If you do, leave us a like. This is always useful for us YouTubers. It helps us show this video to more people. And if for any reason you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, I suggest you do so now. We have a ton of new tutorials about Canva and we publish 2 new videos every week. That's the best way to not miss these updates, by subscribing to the channel. All right, let's move on to the second part of this video and let me introduce you to the latest features that were announced at Canva Create. And in this section, we are going to talk about features that are completely new, some new stuff that Canva launched, but also some features that have been kind of like reworked or improved or upgraded for Canva Create. The first one is mockups. So mockups is not a new feature, but they have done a wonderful job at kind of like improving the mockup experience. So let's use a couple of examples, okay? So these 2 photos, these are just 2 photos from the Canva library. I'm gonna use the first one to show you how to access mockups and what you can do with mockups nowadays. Okay, so I need to have my first image, my first photo selected. Then click on that that double arrow, and if I scroll to the design apps, you see the first one is mockups. So when I'm here, I have access on the right side menu to all of my different mockups. Okay, so I can see a bunch of new and cool stuff right here. So let's have a look. So the popular ones, I have my see all, videos. Okay, I'll come to that later. I'm looking for a frame, something for my house. So cannot search this new mockup menu, but I can definitely have a look for frames. I can see directly a bunch of cool frames here. Let's go for this one right here. So I just clicked on it and pretty quickly the mockup has been placed into that wooden frame. Now, I have a few different options here. There is fill to kind of fill up the entire space, which is nice. You see there's a little bit of white here around my image. I have smart crop. So that is Canva using the AI to crop the image, rotate the image to kind of find a better framing. And you see the result here. Not convinced about this one. So I'm not going to apply the changes. I'm going to go for fill basically and apply the changes. So now my full frame should be filled and I can come and make this bigger. You see the subtle shadow right here underneath the frame. This is pretty cool. I like this. I like how clean they look. So that's the first thing. So not revolutionary, nothing particularly new here, just that it's been kind of like a smoother workflow for me to work with. All right, let's quickly do the second one. Click on the image. That's the first step. Very important. Don't forget to click on your image. Then the double arrow right here. Find mockups. And for this one, I'm going to use a smartphone. Let's go for the first one right here. There we go. And again, the mockup is not completely filling up the phone case here. So I could use fill, or I could just bring my mockup right here exactly where I need it on the design. Don't forget to apply the changes. A few other options. You have your alignments and your flipping options. Okay. I'm just going to apply these changes and see if they look good. Yeah, maybe I could move that slightly to this side, apply changes, like the flower to kind of go up here. Now, I'm pretty happy with this, so I'm gonna stick with this one. Now, let me show you something brand new with mockups. Canva announced video mockups, which are really cool, and on top of it, free for all users. So that's really good news for all of us. Let me show you how they work. I have a screenshot of our YouTube channel right here, to which anyone is of course subscribed. So let me show you how you would add this into a video mockup. So the first step, always to select your image. Then click on the double arrow right here and find the mockups. All right. Once you're here in this menu, locate the video section. Okay, you can see all. And now if I hover my mouse over each of these mockups, you see there are video mockups. Some stuff are moving there, like this candle being lit, this computer being open. I like that. So let's try this one. So I clicked there. It's going to take a couple of seconds. I'm not going to speed up the video so you can see real time how long it takes for your video mockup to be created. So yep, I see something moving here, so it shouldn't be long now. And there you go. The video mockup is now loaded here. So let me first adjust this, because I can see the left side of my mockup is kind of touching the edge of the computer, which is not great. So I will apply the change first. And applying changes to video mockups will take slightly longer to your regular mockups. You see the progress bar loading up right there. All right, the mockup is ready. Let me make it bigger. All right, let's play it from the beginning and discover this video mockup. I think this is really cool because yeah, everything is moving properly and it really adds professionalism to your still mockups. So very well done, Canva. Thank you for giving all users access to the video mockups. One last thing I wanted to show you in mockups, let me reduce that, is that from today, mockups also work from elements, not just photos, but elements, graphics. So let me show you. I'm gonna go to my elements right here and use, I don't know, a graphic. So I'm gonna search for, let's see, graphics right here. Let's find a nice one, like one of these flowers here. Okay, let's say this one right here. So I'm gonna add this flower to my document. Next, I'm gonna select it, tap the double arrow right here, go to mockups and show you that I can place that design onto a white mug and I can reframe, apply the changes. And there we go. I have created a nice little mockup of a mug from an element, from a graphic, and not just a photo. So go have fun with mockups. This is available to all users. The next feature I'd like to review is the new version of Magic Grab, or Magic Grab V2, or the upgraded Magic Grab. So this one is going to be a pro feature, but I believe Canva gives you a freemium, so you can try the feature a couple of times for free. So Magic Grab basically allows you to grab an element from a photo and move that element on that same photo. So that's what I knew Magic Grab was all about. But the new version, the upgraded version, gives us more flexibility. So this is how it works. Let me show you with this little demo. I have a puppy jumping right here, and I have a photo of Paris, the sky of Paris, which looks nice. All right, so let's select the first one, the one with the puppy, double arrow. Let's find Magic Grab. Okay, so that's going to be this app right here, Magic Grab. You see the little crown indicating it's a pro feature. So the novelty is that you can now brush over the part that you want to grab, or you can select the object that you want to grab by clicking on it. If I had different objects on this photo, I would have the choice between the different elements. So right here, I can see when I hover my cursor over the puppy, it becomes a different color. So I'm going to click on it to grab. You see, I will have to confirm by clicking on grab. It's going to take a few seconds, so the AI is doing its thing. But then once it's done, you see now I can take the puppy and move it away from the first picture to add it to the second picture, or to add it wherever I want actually. So I can reduce its size once it's done, like so. I could place it right here underneath the Eiffel Tower if I wanted to. Okay, so let me show you how I would do this. If I want the puppy to be passing like on the other side of the Eiffel Tower, I would simply do it like that. I will select the Paris photo and do the same thing, Magic Grab, okay? Click to select the Eiffel Tower. There we go. I'm gonna grab it. All right, so now what I can do is to select that Eiffel Tower. You see, I can select the Eiffel Tower, I can select the puppy. Let's select the Eiffel Tower and push it forward so that the puppy is actually flying behind it. So this is pretty cool in my opinion. We can now grab whatever we want from a photo and bring it to another photo, or bring it to whatever part of our design. So this is Magic Grab V2, improved, upgraded. You should try it. Next on our list of AI-powered design feature is the new blend feature. All right, so Canva introduced blend, which is a way to blend two different images into one in a realistic way. So this one is also going to be for pro users only, and let me show you how it works. So in order to use blend, you will need two different photos, kind of like already pretty much resized to the right size and placed more or less where you want them placed on your photo. Okay, so me, I have a shark right here that I found in the Canva library that I want to add to my photo right here of me just walking in the sea. All right, so how can I make this look realistic? Let's say the shark is right here and I am right there. Okay, next you will need to select both photos. Okay, so select them both by clicking away from them and just dragging your click. Then again, tap on the double arrow and you should see blend right here. It's a new feature and it's for pro users only. So I'm going to try that. A little visual aid by Canva. Start by selecting two images, place one on top of another in the size and position you want them merged. Okay, let's see. Let's try to blend these two images. So I see that what's going on here is very similar to the Magic Edit that Canva is using AI to kind of generate this shark in the water, kind of remove the background. All right, so let's see what we have here. I have 4 different options to choose from. I have the shark right there. Okay, with different types of sharks actually. Okay, interesting. I will go for option number 4. It seems like Canva recreated my shark. Like it recognized there's a shark in the picture. It didn't use the exact same shark. It recreated another shark without the background and kind of like moved it slightly so it fits my current image. In this case, it's pretty decent job. So yeah, this is the final result. Once it's merged, you cannot just use the different elements separately. Now, can I go back to it? I would have to find it under my apps. Let's see what happens. Okay, so blend, start by selecting reset tool. So can I reset? What happens when I reset? Well, I think that's it. I just deleted my shark right here. I kind of like that shark in the photo. Makes me look like a bad boy. Now let's talk about the new features that Canva rolled out that have to do with video. And something tells me some of you guys are going to want to upgrade to Canva Pro after Canva Create, because they announce a lot of things that will only be available to pro users, like these 3 updates in videos that I'm going to talk about. So if you do want to upgrade to Pro, remember that we have a 30-day free trial for you to try Canva Pro for free, and I will have a link in the description of this video for you to try. If you use our link, we will get a small commission by Canva. So that's another way for supporting our channel. Now let me show you what's new in videos. The first one of these features is called Enhanced Voice, and it's going to help you clean up your voice recording in Canva. So let's say you have a video right here. I'm going to play the video and you will hear that the audio of this video is not super clean. It's been recorded without a proper mic. I believe not everyone has the chance to have a mic and a studio which is quiet. So Diana shot this video and it was not perfect. Let me play the clip.
It's called Canva Create, and this year Canva is hosting the biggest event so far.
Okay, so I'm going to play it again, like focus on the humming noise at the beginning. See the and also the voice, it's like we can hear that she is kind of far from the microphone. So with a clip like this one, pro users will now be able to use AI to clean up that audio. Okay, so select your clip, that's the first step. Then locate the little audio button, click on it, and you should see here Enhance Voice. Okay, right here, it's a pro feature. I'm going to turn that on. There you go. And now it's turned on. I'm going to play the clip again.
It's called Canva Create, and this year Canva...
So this is pretty bluffing, kind of gives me the same feeling as when I used the background remover for the first time. You know, I was like, wow, that's nice. Well, I kind of had the same reaction here. Like the difference between the 2 clips are really impressive. Like the humming sound completely gone. I have both clips here side by side. So this one is the original clip. This one is the cleaned up clip. So I'm going to bump my audio here so you can hear that better.
It's called Canva Create.
Okay.
It's called Canva Create, and
this is pretty impressive. Again, this is going to help a lot of creators. Maybe you're shooting on the go with your smartphone, the front-facing camera in the street. So this will help you reduce noise and clean up your voice audio, which is really important when you create videos. So check it out. It's called Enhanced Voice. It's a pro feature, which is going to make a lot of creators quite happy. The next new video feature is called Highlights, and it's also only available for pro users. So this one, the promise is to help you use AI to kind of identify the key moments in a video clip that you upload to Canva. So it's not about creating shorts or vertical videos from a horizontal long form videos. It's not that. It's just helping you to identify interesting moments, key moments in your video clip. So I do have a clip here, which is about 24 seconds. Yeah, 24 seconds of me pointing at the Opera House in Sydney. This is a clip that we shot with Canva to use as a B-roll in the intro of one of our courses. So let me quickly play the clip to you.
Listo. Vamos.
So Diana says, let's go. Pointing at the Opera House, just walking. And then it's like, okay, go back.
Haz una cara divertida.
She said, make a funny face.
Dale, dale. Haz una cara... Eso.
So at the end, she says, make a funny face. And then I do make a funny face and I point at the Opera House again. All right, so not everything here is interesting. I believe there is a few key moments. So let's see if Canva can identify them. So first step will be obviously to select the video clip. Then I will use the little scissor button right here. And I will need to locate the highlights button. You see highlights with the little crown. So I'm going to click on that. Canva is going to work a little bit with the help of the AI. Hang tight, we organize and label the key moments. All right, so I see that 3 highlights have been created here. We have Scenic Walk Begins, we have Funny Face Request, and we have Smiling at the Camera. Let's have a look at the first one. That is indeed one of the money shots where I'm walking and pointing at the Opera House. Second one. How interesting. The second one, funny face request, is the AI understanding what Diana asked me to haz una cara divertida, which in Spanish means make a funny face. So the funny face request, I'm pretty impressed that the AI understood the Spanish and highlighted that as an important moment of the video. That's pretty impressive. And then the last one is me smiling at the camera. Yeah, that's also a shot I could definitely use in a larger sequence of B-roll. So yeah, this is highlights. It's a pretty cool feature. Now, it's not always going to be spot on. It will highly depend on what kind of clip you feed the AI to start with. But it's an interesting feature, and I can see how this could speed up our workflow, especially when working on B-roll sequences. And then there is one more new features in videos. This one is called auto trim. This one is quite similar to highlights, but it has another purpose. And in order to demonstrate what auto trim does, I'm going to use this other clip right here. It's just a clip of me having fun with our YouTube trophy, filming some B-rolls for one of our Skillshare classes about the No BS ChatGPT course. So you can see this one is about 35 seconds long, and I'm just doing some different pauses with the trophy in my hand. Okay, so what I want here is for Canva to auto trim that clip and find the best footage, the best passage of the clip. So the steps, select it first, click on the scissors, and then auto trim right here. Canva is going to do its thing and find what to it is the best moment. So there we go. So here it has selected a 10-second clip out of the 35. And indeed, if I go back to the beginning of this clip, so right here, the beginning where I do this hand gesture, it's pretty good. This I could use. All of this until there, before Diana interrupts me and gives me more guidance, is pretty usable. So I think auto trim did a good job here with this video clip. Again, it will depend on your video clip, on how the AI performs on that particular project, but for me, it worked pretty well. All right, guys, this wraps up the part about what's new in video. Now let's move on to Canva Docs and see what's new there. All right, I have a Canva doc open right here, and I added a little bit of text from one of my ChatGPT courses just to have some material to work with. The first feature I would like to show you is the one-click formatting. All right, so one-click formatting is basically the ability for me to format my text into different styles of text, so H1, H2, etc., by simply selecting piece of text. So, okay, you see here, section 1, getting started. I could make that a H1 header, for example. And then I have the content right here of this section. And then section 2, I could also make that H1 by simply selecting it and clicking on the H1 right here. Another way I could have done that is to select it, and instead of using H1, H2 here, I could click on the double arrow, find the text styles, and here I would have all of my text hierarchy, my text presets, not just H1, H2, but I would have them all right here. So that's another way to do that. The second improvement to Docs is the new Magic Write, or the improved Magic Write. So a little bit of background, Magic Write is Canva's text generator, kind of like the ChatGPT of Canva, okay? And it's a pro feature that works on the freemium model. So you will be able to try this a couple of times before you run out of credit. Okay, so let's say I want to upgrade this section title right here, getting started with ChatGPT. So similarly, I will highlight my text, select my text, and then click on the Magic Write button right here. So from here, Canva will suggest a few different options for Magic Write. So you could continue writing, so that would expand on your text, shorten, which is the opposite, improve. Change voice is an interesting one because it kind of leans on the tone of voice you have set previously in your brand kit. So let me show you. If you head over brands right here, you should see brand voice right here. And you can add your brand voice to your brand kit. It's not set up here because it's a Canva account that I am not controlling. That's not our regular account, but you can set up your brand voice if you are a pro user, and then you will be able to use that right here to change whatever piece of text to your tone of voice in a single click, which is pretty cool. You can fix the spelling, add more fun, more formal, etc., etc. Or you could use a custom prompt, okay? So I'm gonna make this title more fun by clicking on more fun. Magic Write is gonna do its thing, or you could use a custom prompt. So I'm gonna do that, click here, it's gonna open a box here. So I'm gonna say, write this in a wittier manner, generate. So it's going to generate a few different alternatives to this section title, embarking on your ChatGPT journey, a beginner's guide. If you're happy with this, you can insert, or you can ask the model to retry, the AI to retry. Diving into the world of ChatGPT, a beginner's guide. Again, retry. I'm not happy. Embarking on the ChatGPT journey, a beginner's guide. Okay, let's go with this one. So it's going to insert it, not replace my current title, but insert it right underneath, which is quite useful because I can still compare the two if I wanted to. So here I'm just going to copy and paste it here. All right, so I have this. It's a little bit long. You see it's spreading over 3 lines right here. So I could select it, Magic Write, shorten. Okay, let's shorten a second time. It got rid of my section 1 here, so I will have to add it back in. Okay, guide for starting with, okay, so I'm gonna type in section 1, guide for starting with ChatGPT. Okay, so that's how Magic Write actually works in Google Docs. This next new feature is kind of borrowed from the Google Docs. It's a feature that works really well in Google Docs. That's the different editing modes, okay, the different writing modes. So by default, you will be in the Canva doc in the editing mode, okay? But if you click on that little drop-down arrow, you will see a new mode called suggesting. So this is very useful if you work in your doc with different people and you need kind of like that other person to approve whatever you're writing. Okay, so yeah, let's do that. Instead of section 1 guide for starting with ChatGPT, you could select that and write getting started with ChatGPT. Okay, so you make that suggestion to the rest of your team and you see it will display in a different way. And you will see a comment on the sidebar right here on the right side indicating that you are suggesting this to the rest of the team. So from there, they can come and approve this. So if I use this as accept, the little check mark, if I accept it, then I will come back. This will just switch back to editing and be approved right here. So that's suggestions. Next improvement in Docs is page breaks. So the first thing I'm going to do is to close this comment section. I'm going to go back to editing and I'm going to locate a place in my document that would naturally be a good place to break my document into a different page. So here, I think that the natural way to split this would be between section 1 and section 2. So I'm going to click right here in between the two. And then in order to add your break, locate the little plus button right here, click on it and start searching for page break. So page break. There you go. So it created a page break that we can see here. I love the little shadows right there. Nice little design hack. Canva. If you click on it, you see that you can select that page break and show it as a divider instead. So there you go. It looks like this. Maybe you prefer this, but I personally prefer the page break like so. So yeah. That's easily done. And now I can adjust my second page right here. I could even add a page break here. So again, page break. And yeah, there you go. I adjust this. I created different sections, different pages in my Canva doc. The next improvement in Docs is columns. Okay, so very useful too. Columns, just like the name indicates, will allow you to create columns in your Canva doc. So let's find a place first. Let's say right here. So I could go with the quick action and search for columns. Okay, so I have these quick buttons right here that allow me to create columns. Let's show you an example. That's 1, 2, 3 columns. Okay, that's not bad. Gonna click on this and delete. Or you could go to your elements right here. I'm gonna click to kind of like freeze the panel so it doesn't disappear. And you see the second section here. Let me click on see all. You have 3 types of columns, new columns available here. You have your basic columns with a plain background. You have your pre-designed columns with some frames and placeholders. And you have some styled columns, which are my favorite because they are funky. They are like colored. Okay, so let's try this. Let's try this double column with the green gradient as a frame. So this looks pretty cool. I'm going to paste this sentence right here. Don't mind the content too much here. I'm just pasting this. So another cool thing I could do in a column is to add an emoji, for example. So I could add this emoji, or I could even add an animated sticker. If I go back to my elements right here, get out of columns and search for a sticker. All right, so graphics, let's filter by graphics. I could find a sticker that looks great. Let's find one that is part of a collection. Yep, this one is. So let's view the collection. The reason I'm doing this is that I want to have a visual consistency in my document. So yeah, let's use this one right here, make it smaller at the smallest size I could go. Then select this one and justify to the middle. And so I could continue this, like reopen this element right here and find another one. Let's say I want to use the triangle, not here, but here. And I'm going to delete this one space, make that the smallest possible. Actually, I'm going to align it so my text aligns right here. So there we go. I have created my column with some custom. I see that I need to justify this as well at the center. And now I have created all of this and it looks great. I can also click on the columns to change the color of that gradient. See, I have the color button right here. It looks like a gradient. So I can click on that plus button and I can modify this gradient. Okay, so again, like the first color right here, I'm going to pick this yellow, and the second one, I'm going to pick the orange. You guessed it. So there we go. I can create that gradient and have that as part of my column. So these are really cool. I can add another column right here. If I click on the plus button, I can go up to 4, I believe. Yes, after 4, the button disappears. So that's columns, guys. Try it. And last but not least, we have highlight blocks that are a great way to add some visual impact to your Canva docs. I'll show you with section 2 right here. See, I have the little table of content of section 2. Well, let's imagine I want to give this more weight in my document. I want to bring the attention of people to this table of content. So I'm going to go to my elements, locate the section called highlight blocks, see all, and select one of these 15 presets that are a way to draw the attention. So I like the little one here with the fire. So I'm going to go for this one. And I like the little fire icon animated sticker. It looks great. So I'm going to keep it here. I'm going to replace the title and say this is section 2 contents. All right. And add enter. And then I'm going to copy this text right here, right there in my body text. All right. Just need to make sure this one first line is also numbered. So yeah. That was relatively easy to do. Okay, to create this, I can probably delete the extra space in there. So I have my highlighted section. It looks great. It definitely drives my attention here. I can delete the previous one right here. And yeah, I can customize this section as well. So like pro tip, if you try to change the color and you click on it and it doesn't work, it's because you are clicking on the text box. So the way to change that color is to shoot for the line here. Try to click on the line until you see these little handles. Once you see it, just drag it slightly and you see now you have your text box in the middle and then you have your actual background here. You see the color button now appears because I was able to click on that part of the image. So now I can use that and I can switch back to my other color right here that I set previously, or create a completely different section color if I want to. So there you go, highlight blocks in Canva Docs. This one is one of my favorites. I have one more to go for Canva Docs. The last feature that Canva added to docs to make them more impacting and more useful is outlines. So outlines is another feature that has been borrowed to Google Docs. So basically, if you've used some H2 and H1 formatting in your docs, start by locating the outline button. Right here should be at the bottom of your page. So click on it and Canva will automatically generate your table of content based on your text formatting. All right, so I have section 1 and section 2, then here again section 2, but this one, you know what, I will change the formatting by selecting it Going to text styles. This is body text, not important. And now I have corrected my outline, section 1 and section 2. If you want to add even more visual impact, you can add a little emoji right here, section 1 and section 2. You can add different emojis if you want to, but that's just a little pro tip to make it even more visual. All right, guys, how are we doing? I know a lot of new features, a lot of new stuff to talk about, but I think this video will help you navigate through all of these changes. If you find it useful, by all means, share it with your friends, like post it on your social media. It's always a pleasure for us to share the knowledge and just make more people aware of what's going on in Canva. All right, let's dive into the last section of the video and wrap it up. I'm talking about a brand new product in this last section, introducing courses in Canva. Canva introduced courses as a way for users to develop specific sequences or specific workflows for training your team, for example. That's the most, I would say, common use case they have highlighted for courses. So let me show you where to start. You could create a course on Canva from a few different places. Okay, the first one is to click on the More button from the Visual Suite on the home page and locate courses. Okay, create a blank course, click here, and it will bring you to this page right here where you can give your course a name. So let's say No BS Chat GPT. All right, you could add a description for your course as well if you wanted to. So I'm just going to type description for now. You can clear it with this button. Let's just save it for now. And then you have your activities, which is basically a fancy word for saying whatever Canva design. So you could add right here any type of Canva project. So it could be a presentation, it could be a Canva whiteboard, it could be a video, it could be a Canva doc. Whatever document really you fancy, you can add to this sequence. So let me add some of the documents I already have. So you can create a new one or you can create an existing design. So I'm going to add a few different ones from my projects. Okay, so the what's new in Canva doc right here. Let's add this one. This one is a presentation. You see, it says here. Let's add another one. Choose a design from my projects from the same folder. 7 updates to docs. Let's create a last one. So choose a design from my projects. It's a little bit annoying that it doesn't remember where I fetched my last doc from. There you go. So I have 3 docs right here. So it says assign your course. So now that I have created my little sequence and I can reorder them if I want to, let's do like that. This one comes first, second, and third. All right. So now that I have created my sequence, my educational sequence, I can assign it to some people in my team. So here I'm using a Canva Glow Up team. So I'm here with all the other Canva experts. So I could assign this to the 55 members of that team. I'm not going to do that because they're going to think it's weird. I'm weird, but you could do that. So that's how courses work. I'm going to skip the tour here. I could customize this banner easily as well to make my course more on brand. So in order to do this, I would go to More and then Banner right here, Create in Canva. So if I do that, it's going to open the banner in Canva. Let's go with a nice one with cats right here, cats GPT. Get it? And there you go. My course banner has been updated right here. So that's all I can tell you right now about courses. What I can tell you is that they are not courses in the way I'm going to create a course and sell this on Udemy, or I'm going to create a master course and get paying customers to join my Canva team and take my course. That's not this kind of courses. This kind of courses is more for like creating a specific workflow you want your team to follow in a specific order at a specific time. All right, guys, I think I'm going to leave it here. I gave you a lot of things to think about today with all of these updates. Let me know in the comments section if you'd like to see a dedicated video about courses or any of the other features that was introduced by Canva at Canva Create. We will be happy to create more for you. And last announcement before I go, since Canva changed everything with Canva Create, I will start working on a full update of the Canva Master Course. That is my best-selling course, my best-selling Canva course on Udemy. Starting from today, Diana and I are going to see how we can update this course so that it looks like the new Canva. And if you've purchased the course, you will of course benefit from this entire new content that is going to start rolling out starting from around June, I believe. So bear with us as we create this. There are 16 hours of content to update. So it's quite a project. Anyways, thank you guys for choosing us for your Canva Create updates. I appreciate that you sticked around until the end. You guys are legend. If you're still here, you are a legend. And I'm gonna leave you with this other video right here that I believe you should check out next.